Well, Mark, firstly, welcome to Yeovil Town Football Club. It must have been a whirlwind 24 hours for you.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, I got a phone call sort of late last night and bit of soul searching about what if I was going to do it. I had a good chat with the owner. Decided to go for it. I wanted to get back to work. Been out now for 6 months, so I think it was important I got back to work and just somewhere that I could get my teeth into, and it's a big club.
Walking through the door this morning, how did it feel to be here?
Yeah, good. It was good. I knew a few of the players and staff, so yeah, I was excited. I'm really looking forward to it.
What was it that attracted you to the football club?
I think the fact that historically it can be a big club. I think we need to unite the players, the supporters, everybody. I think we need to come together, and because that can play such a big part. We need to get the supporters on board, and if we do that, we can get big attendances here, and that was the biggest factor for me. I think the squad's all right, and the fact that it's a big club historically is something I wanted to do.
You mentioned you had conversations with the owner last night. What were those conversations like?
I think pretty detailed in terms of what the job entailed. The squad, could we add to it as we go, and just really assurances about the future, and he gave me those that he'd let me come in and get on with it, which was a big thing.
You arrived with promotion pedigree. Obviously, you've got out of this league before us Green Rovers before. How big is that for you? Because especially you know the level very well.
I think it's important that you know the level, you know the players. I think at the moment it's just about simplifying things for the players and trying to give them a platform to regain some confidence. You do that by getting results, but I think we need to simplify it, get the fans on board with some good performances. It's the only way to do it, and front foot. And just if we can put a smile back on people's faces, I think that's what's needed at the minute.
You mentioned that a lot there. Is that connection with supporters something that's really important to you?
You can't have a successful club if the players and the supporters are apart. Not if you want to win things. Have to be on board. And listen, you can't play well all the time, but I think if the players can see there's a plan, if the supporters can see there's a plan, and the players are giving everything, then you can get that unity, and it's so important. I think you've seen recently if the players feel that every time they're going to misplace a pass or they're getting stick, it affects their performances. So we've got to make sure we're together.
Looking forward now, what will the next few sort of days and weeks look like for yourself?
I think because it's so close to the weekend, it's important that I trust the staff that are here. Chris Todd, Marcus Stewart. They've got a good sort of handle on what's needed, and I'll be relying on them for sort of picking the right team on Saturday. Obviously, I'll have an input, but it's important that I use their judgment, so we won't get too much time on the training.
It's not a group that you've recruited yourself, but you had a chance to watch the players this morning. What did you make of training so far?
Lively. I think you'd expect that though, wouldn't you? A new manager comes in, you expect them to be lively. It's just changing the mentality. I think now is that try and get them on the front foot. Create some chances, get the balls in the box, and try and get the fans on the edge of the seat.
For those that haven't seen your teams play, what does the Mark Cooper team look like?
Well, historically, it's been really heavily possession based. Really focusing on keeping the ball. But when players are fragile, confidence-wise, it's about simplicity, and that's going to be the key message. Is let's keep it simple. I think asking players to do what they're good at and what their strength is really important thing, which is the message that we're going to be getting across in the next couple of days.
You have referenced it briefly before, but obviously you have got a game this Saturday against Maidstone. How do you personally approach that, obviously not having too long going into the game?
Like I've mentioned, simplicity. Let's keep it simple. Ask the players. The first thing I always ask for is give everything you've got. That's a given. Just give everything you've got, and that covers a multitude of you can get away with things if you do that, and then we can add bits as we go. But I'm sure from what I've seen and what I've been told, it's a really good group. You know, they don't lack in effort and desire, which is good.
And finally then, what's your message to the supporters who I'm sure will be very excited to see you on Saturday at Hewish Park in a few weeks too?
Listen, I've been here when it's been packed, when I've been here as manager of Swindon, and it's been a really buzzing, hostile atmosphere, and we need to get that back. And I know it's difficult when you're not winning games and there's a mistrust between the club, and we have to get that back. And all I say to him is, come and back the players. I can't guarantee results, but I can guarantee that we'll have a real good go and be on the front foot.
Really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.